Okay. Hi, Jan.
Hi.
What brings you in today?
Well, as you know, holidays are coming
Hmm.
and and there's been no lack of family drama in my family about Christmas
Wow.
already. So we could get some strategies about that. That might be real helpful.
Okay. Okay. So tell me a little bit who all is a part of when you say family drama,
Well,
what's included in
I
family?
have three sisters and three brothers.
Okay.
So it's we have a party every year um that um well, my mom and dad used to be big Christmas people.
Hmm.
So when they passed away, we just kept the tradition going by the seven of us pooling our resources together and having a Christmas party that
Hmm.
was supposed to be kind of a gift to our kids and grandkids.
Hmm.
And we have it at St. Matthew in the Family Center, St. Matthew Catholic Church in the Family Center. And then we just have everybody pitch in. So some might say it's a gift to our kids to have the party there, except we're asking them to bring everything.
Hmm.
So this year, my brother had a 50th wedding anniversary,
Hmm.
and that was Tom and Amy.
Hmm.
And they had it all catered, and it was wonderful.
Hmm.
And so this year, my sisters, Mary Jane and Cindy, are saying, maybe we get, or actually, Mary Jane and Amy, my sister-in-law,
Hmm.
um, is saying, what if we just catered this whole thing?
Hmm.
And so over the weekend, Mary Jane sent me a text saying it would be between 150 and 200
Hmm.
per person,
Right.
per
Yeah.
sibling.
Oh, wow.
And I said, oh, wow,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. But but I every year that I order chicken, it's $150. So, but we split that seven ways.
Okay.
And then other people bring other things.
Hmm.
And Mary Jane was saying, look, I bring a lot of stuff, she's probably spends 300. But I'm spending 100,
Hmm.
and my brother Tim is probably spending 20.
Hmm.
And so it would really make it more even if
Yeah.
we catered it, but way more expensive.
Right.
So Mary Jane, as she does, she's like the family administrative person.
Okay.
And she sent out the email telling everybody that we're pretty sure that's what we're going to do, and this is what it's going to cost.
Hmm.
And my brother's girlfriend, they've been together for 12 years, like Leah and Tim.
Hmm.
Leah just blasted Mary Jane with an email saying that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. Let's just keep pitching in like we always do. Well, she might bring a little dessert, and Tim, spends $20 on a
Hmm.
thing. And
Yeah.
it's like, but, and, there are actually 10 people in their family that come.
Okay.
But Leah was thinking she and Tim, she wasn't thinking, well, Tim's daughter comes and her husband and her two
Hmm.
kids, Daisy and her husband,
Hmm.
and those people are
Hmm.
all Tim's family. And so Mary Jane paused and in my opinion did a pretty good job um, of frankly creating a bit of a boundary before and she even kind of researched how to respond
Hmm.
in a nice way, letting her know, wait a minute, there are 10 people in your family and
Hmm.
not two.
Hmm.
And um, this would be a more equitable way of handling the whole thing.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm sure she sent that off. I'm not sure what that response back was, but um, and then my sister Cindy is trying to take a more neutral stance.
She's
Is it-
Switzerland.
Huh?
She's Switzerland.
Yeah, she's
Mhm.
Switzerland. And Mary Jane's like, and Mary Jane said her husband Tom
Mhm.
sat her down one day and talked with her about how she needs to pull back, that she's in this dysfunctional mess. And
Being the family is the
yeah,
dysfunction.
the
Okay.
family, my family. And she just needs to calm down and she needs to pull back and she needs to keep her opinion to herself. And it's a little like, this isn't the right time for that
Mhm.
response. We kind of we need some brainstorming. We need some ideas. We need, we need collaboration
Mhm.
to pull this all off. And for people to feel like they've been heard and, respected and all that.
Mhm.
And it needs to be a little more equitable than it has been.
How did it become that it wasn't equitable?
Well, it kind of took on a life of its own. I mean, so in my family, so that's a good question. I've got, my sister-in-law and Cindy and Mary Jane, and maybe years ago me, but not so much anymore. Those three are kind of the worker bees.
Mhm.
And maybe Jackie, but Jackie's a little bit more peripheral. It's those three that really take on the major part of organizing, buying, they all three have more resources than the rest of us. So over the years, they just said, oh, I'll take care of, whatever, fill in the blank. But Mary Jane's buying ham and buns and sides
Yeah,
and
spending
water,
money.
and Amy's buying all kinds of game stuff and prizes and, plus all kinds of, huge sides of things and cookies from the bakery and, all those things that are, it's just start adding up.
Mhm.
And over the years, we've kind of locked in what other people bring,
Mhm.
Christine brings all the paper goods, and she's done that for years. But again, the older we get,
Mhm.
it's like, we're all in our 70s. Well,
Mhm.
not Amy, but Cindy and I are in our 70s. Mary Jane's pushing 70.
Mhm.
It's just getting harder to haul all that stuff and
Mhm.
keep it hot and all the work that goes into those parties. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
And when we were at the catered event, that woman single-handedly put out the dinner. Not only did she buy it, cook it,
Mhm.
and present it, but she cleaned it all up
Oh,
and hauled it all out.
wow.
And it was magical.
Yeah.
We still had some breakdown to do, the tables and tablecloths and things like that, but nothing near like we do at the St. Matthew party.
Yeah.
And we're all just kind of excited about, oh, we'll be able to enjoy it more. We
Right.
still have to bring drinks. And Mary Jane said we still would bring drinks and dessert to keep the price down to the 150, 200. I
Mm.
said, put dessert in there too. I
Mhm.
mean, when you're spending 150, who cares if it's 175?
Right. Yeah.
I said, put the dessert in there too, so we're not messing with that.
Mhm.
And she could bring water, I could bring soft drinks. Cindy always takes coffee. Amy always takes the cocktail, the jingle
Mhm.
juice stuff.
Mhm.
Said, we'll each bring that, we'll be done.
Mhm. Right. Okay. So it sounds like you have your worker bees who are kind of getting everything planned going and they carry it through and then Cindy Switzerland, is she in the
Well,
worker bee group or
she is a worker bee, but
is it
Mary,
more the confrontational part is where she steps back or
well, only in very, very recent history, like the last week or two. But
okay.
Tom sat her down and talked to her like, you're going to be Switzerland. And so Mary Jane wants to go to breakfast in a couple of weeks
Mhm.
and sit Cindy down.
About saying
The
what?
three of us, she wants me and her and Cindy to go to breakfast and sit down and see what was going on.
So a little bit
So
of
that
a
feels like
intervention.
it feels like it feels like this could be enmeshment. It could be an intervention. It could be nothing.
Yeah,
Um,
kind of sounds like a game of tag.
kind of Mary Jane was like, I didn't realize she said, let's go to breakfast, which we often do. And we found a date, and so it's on the book, we're gonna go, but I didn't realize there was an agenda.
Mm.
I just thought we were going to breakfast. So it's like, whoa, I'm not sure what's coming with that one. Mary Jane has an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I'm not sure what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And Cindy will be coming in blindsided.
Mm.
She won't know that there's anything going on. She'll
Okay.
just think everything's great, great, great.
So where do you fall within this agenda situation? Are you
Well, I'm kind of
pro?
open. I mean, I'm all for the catering,
Mhm.
after I swallowed real hard with the price, I thought, well, I can come up with that money. And so once I decided to be okay with that, I was like all in. Um, and so I'm kind of for let's divvy it up, even if it's 200.
Mhm.
Let's divvy it up for the people that can afford it.
Mhm.
And Molly's not going to be able to afford that, so she'll be out. Terry and Jackie will be fine. Tim, I don't know about Tim. That's the Leah piece. I'm not sure whether they're going to fall. But Mary Jane didn't, so that's three. I'm getting off task. The three of us going to breakfast. We still don't know where Leah falls. Is this going to make her so mad that she didn't come? I mean,
Mhm.
we don't want that to happen.
Mhm.
So that's why Mary Jane wrote kind of an apology. She
Mhm.
actually wrote an apology saying she didn't mean to upset people. We're just trying to figure out
Mhm.
how we can do this more equitably.
Right. Throwing out some ideas,
Yeah.
seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the final decision, if you were to guess, who would have the most like say in what the final decision is? Or do you think it'll kind of be an
No, it's not going to evolve. We're going to do the catering.
Okay. And how do you know that?
Because it makes sense. And Cindy, Mary Jane, Amy, and I all agree that it
Okay.
makes sense. So the four of us, the committee of four, have agreed, and we're just going to make it work.
Okay.
And if the others don't, okay, don't care.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna happen.
And it'll happen even if others refuse to pitch in financially.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because we'll just ante up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah.
And I, frankly, again, I swallowed hard, but I thought, well, okay, but for me, if I work 2 decent hours, that's, $280. So I gotta work.
Yeah.
I gotta work some good hours and I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
And be done with it. And the others will, the others are thinking it more as their gift to their children. And I mean, there are 10 people in my family.
Yeah.
So
you're thinking you're right. It's not.
Well, it's my kids, it's my grandkids, it's their spouses. It's like there are 10 people for me. Cindy probably has 10. Amy probably has 8. Tim has 10, even though they're seem to be blocking that. And then we've got a cousin, Rana, comes with her kids that we're not gonna charge her. We'll pick that up. So we'll just figure out how to make it happen. And But what we don't want is any rift. And what Mary Jane's worried about is Cindy being in Switzerland
Okay.
all of a sudden.
Because if she's Switzerland, then you aren't as much of a united front, or what?
If she's Switzerland, then we're not getting an authentic person because
Cause
she's very opinionated, and we all know that. And frankly, it's in expressing our opinions that we're staying kind of true to ourselves, you know.
mhm,
It's not like we're hiding behind um a front.
mhm,
Um, and you know, me being married to Anton, I mean, I know what she's doing. I understand she's trying to pacify her husband,
yeah,
but it's it's kind of like, can you do that a different way
right,
without being without pulling out of the family, frankly, the family system that we kind of rely on, that cohort
yeah,
coming up with ideas and, you know, stuff. So
right.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So is it like, oh, we need to help Cindy because she's losing herself, or like, is that what
I
Mary
think that
Jane
might
would
be
say?
Mary Jane might say. I'll take more of a back stance at breakfast
Mm-hmm.
and let Mary Jane talk and
Yeah.
see what Mary Jane's worries are. And
Mm-hmm.
then I'll kind of pay attention to how does Cindy respond to all that.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'll decide. I don't really know what I'm gonna say in that
Mm-hmm.
moment. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just stay neutral initially, but um I'm pretty good about not leaving my ideas unexpressed.
Mm-hmm.
I'll before we leave there, don't know what I'm thinking. So
Okay. So the point of being neutral is to,
well, for me, it's just to see what's Mary Jane thinking. I talked to her briefly,
uh-huh.
um, and that's when she told me Tom sat her down and she became Switzerland, which I kind of thought was hysterical. But I can see Tom doing it,
Yeah.
but because Tom is very opinionated
Mm-hmm.
and very black and white.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure. I think it was Leah's response that Cindy said, well, I'm not getting in the middle of that.
Right.
You know, that's between you, Mary Jane, and Leah.
Mm-hmm.
Handle it, God bless you. And it's
Mhm.
like, well, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. So,
And Mary Jane did, frankly. She did, handle it.
right.
But
How did it get to be that Mary Jane was the leader of the group of the little
yeah, she naturally takes the lead in those things. Come October, we start hearing from Mary Jane. What does the Christmas list look like? Who's bringing what? And she
Mhm.
starts organizing things.
Mhm.
She's really she's an exceptional administrative person.
Mhm.
And she's just always right there.
Mhm.
And we let her.
So with Cindy being Switzerland and with Mary Jane being the leader, well,
United Nations.
right. What would Cindy have to say about Mary Jane being in that position? If you were to guess, what do you think she would say?
She would say what? What was it?
Like, what would Cindy have to say about Mary Jane being in the leader role within your group of four within the family?
I mean, she's generally okay with it.
Mhm.
She's pretty good about going through Mary, letting Mary Jane know, um, what she's gonna bring and all those kinds of things. So she's pretty good about working with her.
Mhm.
And, again, all four of us are pretty good about letting Mary Jane know where everything is.
Mhm.
But we didn't expect Leah to get so hot and mad
Yeah.
at a new, I mean, it is pricey, I'll admit that, but I mean, on the face, it seems pricey, but when you really start breaking it down and looking at it,
Mhm.
it's, not horrible.
Yeah.
It's not, prohibitive,
Yeah.
but it is different.
Right.
So we've changed the game
Mhm.
and, that it might be like, oh, we gotta let everybody settle in for a little bit.
Right. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Kind of let the tensions lower so
Yeah.
that you can
I
move
mean,
forward.
I had to kind of think about the money for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I got the email on Sunday and I didn't respond. And then I got an email at the office, maybe Tuesday,
Mhm.
saying kind of, are you in?
Mhm.
And, I had a minute, I had 30 seconds to respond because I had a client coming in. It was like, yes, send it on. I'm in.
Just do it.
Yeah,
Just-
we'll be in. I'll figure it out. I'll
Right.
figure out how to do that. So,
Mhm.
um,
If you were to have disagreed with that, if you were to have said, no, I can't make that work, like what would have happened?
I don't know. I think it would have happened anyway. I think Amy, Mary Jane, and maybe even Cindy were impressed enough with the catering. The food was delicious, and frankly, the price was pretty good.
Mhm.
That's what they wanted to do.
So you would have been on the outs if you
I would have been on the out, but what they would have done, they would have just compensated for me. Mary Jane would have put my money in,
Okay.
and she would have told me that.
Mhm.
Just give what you can, we'll take care of the rest.
Okay. Okay. So, because I know you mentioned things being equitable. So with that, because that's not the same, like, I guess, pattern happening, because with your brother, that seems to be a consistent thing every year that he doesn't choose to contribute as much as your other siblings do.
Right,
Right. So if you weren't able to contribute as much,
right,
it's not a pattern on your part because you.
right, right. It's not a pattern on my part. It's a pattern on his part, and Molly never does much. So we all know that. We have to compensate for her.
Mhm.
Um, and um, and frankly, I don't know what Terry and Jackie do. But I don't think they bring as much either. I think it's Mary Jane, Cindy, and Amy that bring the most. And then, like everybody else, I mean, all the kids
Yeah.
are all having to make stuff and haul cans of beans and macaroni and cheese and all that stuff in.
Mhm.
So everybody that walks in there is carrying something.
Mhm.
And, but then, we end up with, 10 desserts. And you take a piece out of a pie and then the pie goes back home with them because
Right. Because didn't know
we
what
never
it
eat that
is.
much,
Mhm.
but everybody knows they're required to bring something.
Yeah.
And so we toss a lot of food.
Mhm.
Cindy won't let anything sit out all night. It goes in the trash.
Right.
And so we throw tons of food away every year. And that's why I told Mary Jane, I said, let's don't have everybody bring a dessert.
Mhm.
Let's do at the anniversary, they did a cherry cobbler
Mhm.
and it was fabulous. And how much was it? I don't know, but
Right.
it was done. I said,
Mhm.
let's do a cherry cobbler or something like that. And and let's get 3 dozen Boyden cookies for a cookie tray and be done.
Mhm. It's done.
Nobody brings anything.
Right.
I mean, how much fun is that?
Yeah.
To show up to a party and you don't have to haul in.
Yeah. You just enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's a really big give.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're feeling, the longer we talk about it, the more we're feeling pretty good about it. Like
Yeah.
it'll really be a nice gift to the family
Mhm.
to be able to just show up
Mhm.
and not bring anything.
Mhm.
So,
Is there like with the concept of giving, do you feel like that is measured in how much each person is able to contribute financially?
mm, not really. I mean, by the time the night comes, we'll all just be there and we won't even talk about money. It won't
Mhm.
have, for the siblings, we're not gonna bring up to Leah and Tim
Yeah.
that, you only, you know, you're cheapskates or whatever.
Mhm.
We're not, and frankly, even to Molly, we never say a word to Molly about what she didn't pay. That it never comes up.
Yeah.
And so I feel like we're pretty good about once we make a decision and it's like, okay, well, you bleed the money, right? You pay the money and be done with it.
Yeah.
And then you move on.
Yeah.
We don't sit around and kick that around. Usually our post-holiday chatter is about how much food was eaten, how much got thrown away, what do we
Yeah.
do next year?
Mhm.
We go through that every year.
Yeah.
And we feel like we've closed in on it a little bit, but every year there's a lot of food that gets tossed
Yeah.
and a lot of desserts that people bring that end up bringing them back home,
Right.
whether they want them or not, because they weren't eaten.
Right. That makes sense. I'm having a curiosity because I hear when I'm listening to you, I hear um I hear as if you're speaking as if Mary Jane was sitting next to you and Cindy was next to Mary Jane and maybe Amy was at the end of the couch. Like as if everyone was in the room and you're a united front. And so I'm wondering what you think, I guess, like if they weren't in the room with you. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much of the opinion that I think it's a good idea, and I say let's do it. But I say let's not open up, let's not cater the main part and then open up to the family. Everybody bring a dessert. I think that's crazy. And so I say we need to tighten that up.
Yeah.
Because that would put Mary Jane back into making a list.
Uh-huh.
And she was going to make a list of desserts, and then if people offered to bring anything, their name was going to go on the list next to that dessert.
Right. So who suggested that? How
Mary
did
Jane.
that?
Mary
Okay.
Jane thought that, to keep the catering money down,
Right.
let's just do the food, but let's do desserts and drinks on our own. I'm saying that's the wrong answer.
Right.
Because then we're going to have 15 desserts that we're going to toss or
Yeah.
aren't going to get eaten.
And so when you said that to her, like walk me through.
She
So
was
you
like,
said that exactly like
I said,
Yeah.
let's tighten it up. Let's, let's do maybe like a cake and a tray of cookies and be done with it.
Yeah. And then she
said, great idea. And the caterers do have a dessert menu.
Okay.
So we can ask them, what are your options for dessert? We can order the cookies from Boyden's because that's kind of traditional. And be done with it. And it's like,
okay. So she was on the same page as you.
she was okay with that.
Yeah.
She said, and I think, and I think Mary Jane, I don't know how she thinks. I don't know if she was thinking that she always does a list, and so she'll just. My hunch is she was trying to keep the price down for catering. But I promise you, if you're spending $1,000 on that stuff, a pan of something else isn't going to be that big of a deal. It's just not.
Yeah.
And it's like,
in the grand scheme of things, might as well. It's just a little bit more.
What?
Like in the grand scheme of things, you're already spending so much money.
That's
might
a
as
drop in
well.
the bucket. One more, the cherry cobbler was this big. I mean, it was huge. And they threw it all away
Yeah.
because nobody ate it because they had a cake and somebody else brought muffin, if people brought desserts to the
Mhm.
wedding thing or to the anniversary and it was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
that would be us.
Yeah.
I said,
Throwing everything away.
no, let's
Yeah.
not do that. Let's have one dessert.
Mm-hmm.
People will love it, whatever it is, they don't care.
Yeah.
And the cookies, because they're traditional, yep, got it.
Mm-hmm.
But be done with it so
Yeah.
that Rana and her kids and everybody in bringing in pie
Right.
or Costco pies, right? And
Mhm.
then homemade cookies and just stuff. And it's
Mhm.
like, okay, every year
Mhm.
somebody takes a spoon full of something out of each one,
Mhm. And
and
then
then
the
it's
rest
like, does
is
anybody want an apple pie? No,
right. Right.
no, no
No,
want it.
no one wants it. So, okay, so this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you say that out of your siblings, you, Mary Jane, Cindy, and Amy isn't your sibling, but she's your sister-in-law. Maybe she could be,
She's in the committee.
she's in the committee, exactly. So the four of you are kind of the committee, and you, so when ideas are coming in or whatever, when someone else outside of the committee has a disagreement or is suggesting something the committee disagrees with, the committee wins most of the time.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, if it's a big thing, we take it under advisement. I mean, one year, the grandkids, there was like a revolt because we played a bunch of games that year and people, just got tired of it and they didn't want to do that. And so there was kind of
You were outnumbered.
we were outnumbered, but we didn't totally do away with the games because clearly, if you come to a place like that and sit and have dinner, if you don't have something planned afterwards, people go home
Yeah.
and your party's 2 hours and
Mhm.
you've spent, $1,000
Yeah.
and you've got a room for 5 hours
Mhm.
and everybody goes home because there's nothing to do.
Right.
So we've gotten, again, Tom and Amy kind of spearhead, what are we gonna do? Um, and we always have the sing along, which is a traditional thing.
Mhm.
So, but that's why we keep doing it, because if we don't do something, the party's gonna end.
Mhm.
And I know the grandkids have said, well, we just want to chat and catch up. And it's like, well, I promise you at the anniversary party, that's what we did. And
Yeah.
at 8 o'clock, it started at 6, and at 8 o'clock, they were taking things off the table.
Okay.
Rachel was cleaning up.
Yeah.
And it was like, there wasn't anything to do.
Right. So when the grandkids were kind of revolting against that, or against the games, what did Mary Jane say to that?
Um, uh, I think the committee said, we got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe can we, you know, pare back a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
or let people opt out.
Yeah.
We're okay with that. You can opt
Mhm.
out of the games.
Mm-hmm.
But to not have them is like, we're gonna have something,
Mm-hmm.
because again, it's like the one party we have a year where the whole family's invited, and if we don't do something, it can fall flat.
Mm-hmm.
So we keep hoping too that the grandkids will rally around. I mean, recognizing that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do,
Right.
is keep this thing going. Because as we die off, if the grandkids don't decide it's worth getting together once a year and getting to, see in the family as we know it will just fall apart. And yeah, it's okay if that's the way it goes, but
Mhm.
as long as we're alive, we'll do it.
Right. Yeah.
We will have a Christmas party somewhere as long as we are alive.
Right. So you said at the beginning of our session that you wanted some strategies. I'm wondering what areas you were thinking of when you suggested strategies? Like what were was there a specific
Well, yeah, I mean,
situation
it's
or
the
issue?
breakfast coming up
Okay.
is gonna be, may need a strategy. Um, I think that's the biggest place, um, where the strategy, it's kind of my unknown of how that's gonna unfold.
Right. Okay. So, and the unknown is more like if there's going to be a conflict. Okay. And if there were a conflict, it would be with,
Mary Jane and Cindy mostly.
okay.
Um, it's in, Mary Jane didn't just say she and Cindy go to breakfast. She wanted me
Why is that? If Mary Jane were here, she would say, I wanted Janet to come to breakfast
because she can be the voice of reason, and one, and two, kind of witness what is said.
okay.
What happens, how did Cindy become Switzerland?
Okay.
If and the way Cindy is such an extrovert, we'll probably hear exactly how she became Switzerland. So we'll probably hear the blow by blow of what Tom said. And
so you're kind of like an insurance policy. Is that what I'm hearing?
a little bit, kind of the voice of reason, maybe.
Okay.
To kind of not totally smooth it over, but to kind of let Cindy know that we need her opinion. We need her authentically to enter the conversation. And we really, in a lot of ways, we can't really afford for her to be Switzerland. It's like, you don't get to be Switzerland.
So with Mary Jane, kind of like Mary Jane was the one that prompted the idea of like, let's go get breakfast and I want you to come. What is it about Mary Jane that is kind of like, oh, I don't think I can do this by myself, so I need you to come? Because in some ways, maybe that's what she's saying is like, I don't think I can approach Cindy on this topic by myself, so I need backup.
That's right. I mean, Mary Jane is, for one, she's just got a really tender heart.
Okay.
And um, from a family standpoint, she does pretty well, but she can too kind of get off on track, on a way of thinking that's not helpful. And sometimes she needs to be kind of brought back into. So, I mean, we frequently have conversations, the three of us, and they'll tell me that the way that I perceive ideas are ways that they haven't thought of. So, I think I have a reputation with those two of having a different viewpoint and bringing that in that we can all kind of get around. I mean, typically it's usually pretty collaborative, but still at the end of the day, we're done and we're all speaking. We're all okay. We're all, in some kind of reasonable mindset.
Yeah. So when you have these, because I'm assuming if this is happening now, it's probably happened many times before with breakfast and interventions. So I'm wondering, how does that usually go? Like, so if Mary Jane were to start, she'd say something like what? And how would the other respond?
My concern is she'll start with talking about Tom sitting down and Cindy turning into Switzerland.
Okay.
and Cindy will get defensive
Mm,
because she'll defend Tom,
okay.
and then there you are.
And then you, what? What do you do then?
It'll depend. I'm not sure what I'll do. I don't know. My strategy is gonna be kind of wait and see. Um, um, this is not anything to create a rift over
Mm-hmm.
or to, have any kind of cutoff or
Mm-hmm.
in there. That's not gonna happen. So, um, you know, so I'm Geneva.
There you go.
I'm gonna be negotiating. But I won't negotiate too quickly because I don't know, maybe they'll work it out themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe Cindy's explanation will appease Mary Jane and Mary Jane will calm down and that'll be the end of that.
Mhm.
That could happen. Um, and that'd be great if that happened. So
Mhm.
like I just eat pancakes. I'd just be done with it. But I think I have to go in thinking that I might have to negotiate
Mhm.
just to be on the safe side to have some kind of strategy.
Yeah.
Is wait and see is
Mhm.
I think gonna be my strategy. Since I've talked this through, I think that's gonna be my
Yes, yes. So do you feel like if you're in that situation that you're obligated to, because I guess like what I'm assuming based on what I've heard you say is that this was Mary Jane's bone to pick.
yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, because of her inviting you, do you feel obligated to take part in the resolution of that? Because you've been invited and you have like a literally a seat at the table in that situation? Or do you feel like if you were to say, like, I don't feel comfortable, like, being in whatever this little dance is that's going on right now. So I'm gonna sit here and I'm not gonna go or whatever. Would you be able to do that or
Yeah,
would you even think to do that?
I wouldn't, I just wouldn't, because again, the three of us operate pretty well together. And so I'll definitely go. I'll just um I'll go and I'll participate, kind of if they need resolution, I can help come to a resolution.
Mhm.
I'm kind of hoping, like I said, that they come to a resolution on their own.
Yes.
And I'm just there to affirm, yay, go team.
Yeah. Good job. A plus everyone.
And then frankly check in with Mary Jane. See, this is where it gets a little dysfunctionally messy because I'll check in with Mary Jane about what happened with Leah.
This is the tag.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
and it does get messy, but
And and how would you like describe that messiness? Like in what ways is it messy?
well, because I'm not going to Leah and asking how, how is she doing?
Mhm.
And maybe that's what Cindy's saying. I'm not gonna go talk to Leah.
Mhm.
Let Mary Jane and Leah duke it out.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
but what Mary Jane didn't like with Cindy's response was that Tom had entered into the fray
Mm-hmm.
of telling Cindy how she needed to operate in the family.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Mary Jane wants to tell Cindy, we need you in the family discussion, so
Mm-hmm.
you can't be Switzerland.
Mm-hmm. And Tom doesn't get to tell you you're Switzerland.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, you're not Switzerland, you're in the committee.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're you're in the committee. I love that language. I'll have to I'll probably use that. You don't get to be Switzerland. And partly I think Cindy will get it, but again, when you're living with a spouse that has a strong opinion,
Mm-hmm.
you have to bend,
Yeah.
at least initially,
Mm-hmm.
at least to him.
Right.
But then what she does on the
Afterwards.
committee,
So you think no part of her was, like intrigued by or interested in being Switzerland? You feel like it was all Tom pushing the agenda, or yeah,
She's just not Switzerland,
yeah.
she's the UK. I mean,
Mhm.
at the table, she's a significant person that has strong opinions. If she's a force, Cindy's a force to be dealt with.
Yeah.
Um, and
So, okay. So interesting because so Mary Jane is kind of the maybe unspoken, like no one said Mary Jane, you're the leader necessarily, but it seems like she heavily depends on you for your perspective and your point of view and your input, and she relies heavily on Cindy. And so she's saying she's the one corralling, yes or no? And she's saying she's corralling and leading that, but she's saying, I need you to be here with me. I need it to be an us thing.
Yeah, I don't know that she even did that consciously, but I think totally subconsciously she did.
Where?
But again, the three of us go out for breakfast, through the course of the year. For a while, we were doing it monthly. So it was like just the three of us.
Yeah.
And we'd go and talk for 3 hours and, go swim at Cindy's or go shopping or something. So it's not unusual for the three of us to get together.
Yes.
The unusual part is that there's an agenda.
Yeah.
There's usually not no agenda.
Okay. So this breakfast is different.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a secret agenda because not everyone in the committee knows about it. Meaning Cindy doesn't know that there's an agenda.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which again makes it a little messy.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that feels messy? Would you say if Mary Jane were here, do you think she'd say it's a little messy?
Yeah, I think she's probably a little anxious about it.
Okay.
I think she's anxious that she feels like she has to confront. And she'd kind of rather take a beating than confront. So I think it feels like when she said, "Can we meet for breakfast?" We all just thought we're just meeting for breakfast. I saw Mary Jane the other day, and that's when I found out there was an agenda.
Okay.
So
and how did that walk me through how that conversation
that's when she told me that Cindy is Switzerland now.
Oh, okay.
And we need to talk to her.
That's what she
like
said.
we need to talk to her. Yeah.
And what was your response? What did you say?
That okay. So I didn't spend a lot of time. I mean, we were kind of doing things too. We were beeping boards, and so it was and there were two other people with us, so we didn't spend a lot of time on that conversation, but I found out there was an agenda. So okay.
And that was not explicitly said. That was kind of like
well, it was kind of like, we need to talk to Cindy because she can't not have an opinion about some of these things. We need her to have an opinion. And Tom is blocking the opinion, so we need to fix Cindy, kind of. That's messy.
Yeah.
So, but by that time, Cindy, there would have been some time go by. I don't know what Tom said, or I can picture Tom. He's pretty intense. He can be really intense. And he doesn't let it go. It would have been like a 3-hour conversation.
Yeah.
It would have been like, yeah.
Okay.
And he would have given her all the reasons why she had to keep her mouth shut. And she had to pull out of the system and be neutral. And Cindy would have just said, sure, okay, no problem.
Is that because she wants more boundaries? And so she's like, I'm gonna
No,
agree to
she's
this?
managing her husband.
Okay.
I think she's just managing him.
Okay.
But I mean, she'll try and do it.
Yeah.
She'd say yes to him with good intention. But just knowing Cindy, It's not an authentic piece.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. Mhm. That's okay. I feel like, obviously I'm gonna clip this, so it's okay if it's not perfect, but if I were to finish off the session, I think it's interesting to consider the dynamics and um the like I think the we talk is very interesting, if that makes sense. In the committee, like we're all in this together. It's kind of like, the mob, like the only way to get out is to
die.
die. Yeah. So I think that's interesting. I guess I would be curious to know the ways that that dynamic positively and negatively impacts each person of the committee in other parts of their life.
Mm.
That's what I would be most curious about. Um, and if this were a real therapy session and real therapy where we would have another session, then I guess that would be what I would be curious on
Well,
navigating.
just as an aside, I went to a Colts game party at Jackie's Sunday with Cindy, Jackie, Amy, not Mary Jane, me.
Mhm.
Those were the four women. And it occurred to me that I really don't fit in.
Mm.
Those three, um, they're kind of more aligned with kind of social work type ideas um, and the way they just carry on a conversation between the three of them. And it was hard, I found myself talking over just to put in my opinion of some
Mhm.
things. Um, and it was just really hard to be part of the group.
Mhm.
And they didn't intend for that to happen. It's just the way it was. But I also realized, I mean, those six, their husbands, those six do stuff all the time.
Okay.
And I'm never included. Anton and I weren't included. They didn't, Anton was a pain in the neck.
Mhm.
So we weren't generally included, but I thought since I was by myself now, it'd be easier to include me.
Mm.
But the reality is it's not. And it took Sunday for me to realize I don't know if I want to be.
Mm.
So it was like, oh,
Because that's a different.
yeah, it's a really different dynamic. And I just thought I just spent a lot of energy kind of watching them,
Mhm.
but not being part of them.
Mhm.
And I thought, no, I don't want to do that. That's not
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah.
So
So you're saying like, and that is where you draw the line for yourself. Like,
yeah,
I won't partake in those.
I probably won't. They've only invited me one other time. We went to a concert and I went and to Chris. And so it was a little bit more even because
Mhm.
Chris and I kind of hung out.
Mhm.
But this was the first time that I went and really saw the
Mhm.
dynamic.
Mhm.
And I thought, oof, I'm not really part of that group.
Mhm.
So I thought, okay, note to self,
Yeah.
I've been trying to find other people to hang out with, so
Mhm.
I just need to keep doing that. So it's kind of too bad. I mean, that would be a normal path
Mhm.
into doing some more things socially, but
Yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
so, okay.
Okay. Well, I think we can end for today, unless you're thinking anything else that you want to say. Okay. Well, let me stop this.